Welcome to The Explainer. So, what if I told you that our reality, it's like it has a source code, and what if you had the power to actually edit it? Well, today we're diving into a text that claims exactly that. It's offering us a map to find our true place in the universe.
All right, so here's our game plan for this cosmic journey. First, we're going to figure out our place in the universe. Then, we'll map out the 5 dimensions of reality itself. We'll uncover our soul's real purpose, get into the nitty-gritty mechanics of how it all works, and finally, discover what it means to take your seat in life.
All right, let's just start with this question, right to the heart of it. Have you ever had that feeling, like you're this limitless, infinite spirit, but you're kind of stuck inside a very limited body? It's this weird, profound feeling, and I think a lot of us have been there.
Well, according to the source we're looking at today, that feeling isn't some kind of problem to be solved. No, it's actually an invitation. It's the starting point for this really profound journey to understand the language of the entire universe. So think of this explainer as your personal guidebook.
Okay, so where do we even start with something this huge? Well, you start with a map, of course, and the source we're exploring lays out this incredible 5-dimensional guide to reality. Okay, let's walk through these steps together. It all starts with the physical dimension. You know, your body, the world you can touch and see. From there, we move inward to the intellectual, which is that private world of your own thoughts. Then it expands out to the human dimension. That's all about how you connect and interact with other people. Then you've got the analytical dimension. This is the realm of what if, of abstract ideas and possibilities. See how each one builds on the last? And they all lead up to the big one.
The 5th dimension. Now this is the game changer. It's described as this cosmic, etheric realm that's totally beyond time and space. It's where all the primary, fundamental knowledge exists. And here's the real kicker. Whatever gets written here, in this 5th dimension, is what manifests, what becomes real in all the other dimensions.
All right, so we've got the map. Now we got to find ourselves on it, right? Why are we even here in the first place? Well, this text suggests our existence is no accident. Not at all. It was a choice.
And this is a pretty radical idea. Get this. It suggests that the soul chose to fracture itself from this one unified whole, breaking into all these individual beings, you, me, everyone, for one simple reason: to experience existence, to see it from every single possible angle, to see the universe through your eyes.
And it turns out this personal search has a much bigger, universal mission attached to it. The text calls it the trust, or al-amana. And what is it? It's this cosmic responsibility to bring balance and stewardship to the universe, a duty that, according to this source, humanity was the only one brave enough to take on.
And that brings us right back down to Earth. Our life here, this physical experience, it's not just random. From this point of view, it's the chosen training ground. It's the starting line for our soul's epic quest to find and fulfill that sacred trust.
Okay, so we have a map, we have a mission. But what are the rules of the game? How does this all actually work? Let's take a look under the hood at the universe's operating system, the mechanics of reality.
The source calls this system the etheric records, which is a concept a lot like the Akashic records. I want you to picture a universal library somewhere in the 5th dimension that records everything, every single thought, every action, every possibility. But, and this is crucial, this isn't some dusty old history book you just read. You are one of its main authors. So how do we actually write in this cosmic book? Well, it's through this beautiful metaphor of different colored inks. You've got red ink, which represents your past, your ancestry, all that inherited stuff. Then there's blue ink for the universal laws and principles, the stuff that's already set. But the most important color, the one you need to focus on, is green. Green is the ink of your present thoughts, your actions right now. And here's the most powerful part. Your green ink can write directly over the red. That means you, right now, have the power to rewrite your inherited story.
This whole idea leads to a really profound way of reframing our existence. It draws on concepts like Plato's allegory of the cave, suggesting that this material world we all experience is just a shadow world. It's a projection. The true reality, the light that's casting that shadow, is our real, luminous self that exists in the 5th dimension. Yeah, just let that sink in for a second. We are not this limited physical body. Our true essence is described as a luminous body made of pure light, living in the 5th dimension. So everything we see and feel and do here is just a shadow of that brilliant, unlimited self. Wow, okay, that was a pretty cosmic journey, right? But what good is a map if you can't actually use it to get anywhere? So let's bring all of this back down to Earth and talk about how we can apply this knowledge in our actual day-to-day lives.
Because the core message in all of this is about your own power, your agency. You are not just some puppet of fate being pushed around. You're an active participant, and you've been given the tools to align your physical, shadow self with your true, luminous self.
So the source gives us a whole set of tools that work on both our minds and our environment. You've got mental tools like affirmations, they're called Tauqidat, which are designed to literally reprogram your thoughts. And then you have physical tools, using things like specific clothing, jewelry, even purposeful lighting in your home. All of it designed to shift your energetic frequency and connect you with the reality you want to create.
All right, so to start using these tools, the text says we first have to do a little deep self-analysis. You got to ask yourself some of these really fundamental questions. It's like you're doing an audit of the story that's currently written in your records, so you can figure out what parts you want to keep and what new story you want to write next.
And all of this work, all this searching and writing, it all leads to a final destination. The text calls it the seat of truth. And no, it's not a physical chair, it's a state of being. It's your personal, unique place in the universe, a place that's defined by total tranquility, peace, and pure inspiration.
And this all comes together in this incredibly powerful declaration. When the text says, "I will open the universe with the strongest of swords," it's not talking about a literal fight. That sword is a metaphor. It's your clear, focused, empowered will. It's a statement of your own limitless power to shape your reality.
So, just think about the journey we've been on. We started with a simple, very human feeling. That led us to a cosmic map of reality itself. We discovered we have a divine mission. We learned the rules of the universe, and we are even handed the tools to find our own seat of power.
Okay, so we've just explored one incredible map of reality. A map that tells you that you are the author, that you're holding a pen filled with that vibrant green ink, ready to write over anything from the past. It literally hands you the power. So the only question left is, what story are you gonna write?